late. I should be asleep. But at the risk of borrowing from another video making friend of mine, what's got you up? What got me up is I'm terrified. I'm tired. I'm lonely. And I'm terrified. See, I've been spending 10 years of my life now bouncing from state to state, and college to college, and some time in between in places. And I'm tired. Being a nomad's been fun, don't get me wrong. There's a part of me that always will be a nomad soul, but I need a home and an anchor, and I ain't found it. My last stop here has been the Bay Area in California. It has not worked out the way I would have liked. That's just life. Not everything does. That's fine. I have a chance now to go to Eastern Michigan University. Right between Detroit and Ann Arbor there. I'm still learning to say the name of that town. Ypsilanti, I don't know. The financial aid office keeps jerking me around, so I don't even know if I'll make it there. It's a philosophy program if you're interested. That probably does not make you very sympathetic to my plight. That's fine. I'm getting to the point where I can't keep doing this kind of charity run that I've been living on. I made a conscious decision to change my life about 10 years ago. Before that, I'd been a community college dropout. 1 year and I was done. I mean, community college, I dropped out like half my classes there. That is not a real stellar achievement for anyone. This isn't to look down upon community college people at all. I'm saying that dropping out of there doesn't exactly make you a sterling example of academia. But I wanted to come back after 10 years because I was just selling donuts and I'd failed at many other things. And this time I had much clearer ideas of what I liked and what I wanted to do in life, or at least the kind of things I wanted to do. What I wanted to do when they walk up to you in a mixer and ask, well, what do you do? I try to be a good human being is never a real popular answer with folks, which has its own sadness. I feel like I've never had a project that's really been finished. Even if I've managed to get a BA and 2 MAs and things people have very difficult time grasping. What'd you get? Liberal arts. Yeah, I'm sure it was a liberal arts kind of degree, but what was it? No, just called liberal arts. That sounds about like the most useless thing you could do. But I wasn't some snot-nosed kid out of high school living on some kind of privilege getting that done. I've done the bit. I've done the work world. I paid my dues. Now, if you don't think I did, well, screw you. I don't have time for the judgment anymore. I went back and followed exactly the things that my intellect wanted to follow. I stayed away from steps that did not seem to me like the right steps. For many of the same reasons that those who would criticize the steps I have taken, I didn't do. I didn't want to go straight into academia and work in that ivory tower in the way that it does all too often become executed. But I've been around and I've seen all the different paths you can take. So it seemed pretty clear to me I could find a way that would preserve my own intellectual integrity and the way I want to see the world and the way that I was able to live in the sense of being basically a service, retail, never had much money kind of guy. I could feel comfortable in an academic setting and never grab the dust that I got from my grandpa's veins, essentially. But it has not worked out terribly well. If I'm very lucky, there'll be just enough financial aid to pay for, say, a year in Eastern Michigan. They don't have to have a graduate assistantship or some other kind of means to make it for a second year. This is if I can get there for even that first year. And I'd like to go out for no reason, then I don't have a whole lot of other choices. I could have applied to many other schools, except you don't really know how expensive that gets, especially once you've racked up enough schools with transcripts like I have following this route. You want to get a few bites at the apple. I may have already eaten all I can, and this scares the hell out of me. I stay up very late at night because I'm afraid to go to sleep, because then the next day comes. And that's what scares the hell out of me. I originally made this channel on YouTube because I liked all those other video essays and reviews being done out there, and I thought maybe, just maybe, I might have something else I could say too. And maybe one or two people might want to hear it. I don't care really if I had 5 views or 100 views or 1,000 views, however nice that might be. YouTube made it just too damn difficult. If I couldn't post a video and then tell my best friend about it and him be able to watch it without it being immediately blocked in between the time that I uploaded it and he got to it 5 minutes later, then what's the point if you can't share something with your best friend? Because it's one of the few things you could share with him over thousands of miles. Then what's the point, YouTube? On May 12th, I get to argue with that at a copyright roundtable. So that's great. But what comes next? And now I don't mean for the channel, I mean for me. I don't know. I got a plane ticket to get out of the Bay, go back to Texas, see friends and family for a couple of weeks, and then hopefully go up to Eastern Michigan. But I don't have a plane ticket for that yet because I don't know if I can actually do that. And if I can't do that, I have no idea what to do next. I've lived in Oregon, Maryland, New Mexico, California, all since leaving Texas, and spent some time coming back to Texas. I'm just looking for home, and I don't know where it is. I'm sure a lot of friends are trying to tell me it's back in Texas, but it's not. Not for me. It's not a place I can breathe anymore. I walk into a college campus, at least I have a chance to take a breath. Because right now I am tired of walking into jobs and trying to get hired. And they can look at the history and say, yo, you've done a lot of service and retail work. But those aren't the kind of jobs I want to do now. But they see that I'm in my encroaching into late 30s now with very little experience outside of those fields, except for the 10 years of college that I've done. It's not even really almost 10 years of college. But I don't look like I used it effectively. No, because I went to class and I worked. Internships, things like that, didn't occur to me as the proper route because I'd had jobs and what I wanted was jobs. I get stuck between the cracks. Because then they look at the rest of my resume and all the hopping around I've done to other schools and they go, even when I'm trying for a retail service job, they go, you're not going to stay here very long, are you? And I can't blame them because they're right. I'm not. I turned this on tonight and I made the video just because I had to say these things out loud. I'm terrified. I'm so lonely out here. And wherever it is I go and find home, all these friends that I've accumulated from Texas, from Maryland, from Oregon, from everywhere, I can't take them with me wherever I'm going. I can keep in touch with them, but they won't be there. But I can't make them be there. But they can't make me be where they are either. So, I'm just tired. At this point, you're thinking, this sounds like an oh my god, he's going to kill himself on video. No. Don't worry about that. I actually was not diagnosed with being clinically depressed because I refused to admit to feeling any kind of suicidal thoughts. I might be terrified and lonely and tired, but I'm also too damn pissed off to let them win. Never let the bastards see you win. You can, let them see you cry a little if you want, if that works for you. But don't let them see you give up. So if you stumble on this video at some point, whoever you are out there, if there's any solace I can give you besides what I've been failing to give myself, know that you may be terrified, tired, and lonely, but you are not alone.
Just put some work in my hands and give me $1 to spare, and don't let me soak